activities.
Money involved what?
Cash money activities.
Is what you're partaking in? Smart.
Cash money, young money enterprises, as they say. As they say.
No one's ever said that.
Oh. No one's ever said that. So, no one's ever said, hey, I want a chair that sinks constantly. Why would they just...
For fun, dude.
We're going to say that the chair goes up and down via like air. There's no other way to, there's no other mechanical way to change the height of anything.
I mean,
besides an air pump.
What else could you do? Like crank it? Like you just crank your seat up and down?
Have you ever been in a car? Do
like
you
an electronic method?
No, it just goes. I mean,
did they have
I'm in heaven, by the way, guys, because my camera, which I'm gonna be replacing, you little fuck, sucks and just thinks I'm in heaven.
I mean, you look totally clear. Like you're not washed out. It's just the background. It honestly kind of looks cool. Like you're in like.
I find it offensive that it feels a need to adjust for my complexion this much.
You look like you're in the Camino clone facility.
I'm where fucking Boba Fett grew up.
Yeah, you look like you're getting neck from a Kaminoan.
Oh, classic throwback, Tony.
10 points.
10 points for Tony Tar. For Tony Door. You ever have a pen and it's on its last life, and so you're ripping? It's like got goober sauce on the end of it.
I just realized every day of my life.
This is gone. I realize.
Yeah. Is that D8 or is that like a full gripper?
That's a full gripper.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
But luckily, I'll show you something.
Oh my gosh.
I have other options. Wait 1 second.
Ooh. What does little purse?
Pull out my little Telfar bag.
Little red purse.
We have
oh my god.
We have
what the fuck?
Many disposed ones to choose from.
Oh, those are just. Okay, I thought those were like new ones ready to go.
No. That would be insane. No, this is like 2023. Basically, is what is here. It's all of these that I've smoked in 2023. I blame Max too because we went to his crib over. Oh, they're so sticky. They were all in their last life, and they just ooze extra hard, like because it burns extra hard.
Right.
But yeah, Max were smoking that Go Puff. That Puffco.
Wait, Go Puff is the.
Sorry, I'm confusing myself. That Puffco.
Puffco. Okay.
And that shit was like, wow, just smoking weed, getting higher than normal weed, and doing it indoors.
With no smell and no work involved.
Yeah, so I was just like, let me get into that. So I did.
Let me dive into that world.
Let me dive in. Yeah, this one's got some left in it. Let's see.
It's going? Nice. That's always a godsend. When you're out and you look at the... Oh my gosh, milky Cocoa Puffs with that one.
I also don't really deal with them when they're really low.
Mm-hmm.
So I put them away and buy a new one. So you could say there's probably quite a few here. I mean, like this one's got this much left,
Oh, wow. That's like halfway.
Yeah, but that's just because it's been laying like that. So it's empty on the other side. So it's really like about half that. So it's really not that much. But
you just toss them when they're halfway done. You're like, eh.
I toss them when they have 3% left, basically, is what it feels like.
Okay.
3 to 10% left. Because it's like, you're never really going to suck them till their last drop, right? You're not going to suck their soul, right?
I'm going to suck out the last drop from that stick.
That stick. That plastic dick stick. But yeah. And my doctor's like, you should just switch to edibles.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently vapes are really not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
News to me.
News to me, by gum.
I'd say keep going.
Yeah.
Harder than ever, if anything.
Give me 1 second. Tony, why don't you tell the good people, how you been? What's going on in your life? Like, what is that shirt? It's a Doctor Doom shirt?
Dr. Doom. We're both wearing Marvel shirts today, actually. That's crazy.
True. It's true. Yeah.
One of the new ones I picked up. Pretty chill. I've been good. I went to St. Louis last weekend. Primarily to chill.
Yeah.
And then to kind of clear up the speculation on like why I wasn't on the last episode. It wasn't because I had a 8% pumpkin stout IPA. I had 6 Blue Moons, and then but that wasn't
pumpkin flavored
stout Blue Moons. And
are you serious?
No, just regular Blue Moons. And then, but what did me in, I think, was I did a shot of vodka, or actually maybe like a shot and a half. I think I took like a half shot or later. And it was just like, what is it called? It wasn't like a shitty vodka, but it was just like a very standard one. It tasted awful. But I think, the whole beer before liquor and you'll get really sick rhyme. You've heard that?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. Because on the ride home, I was like, oh. And then in the morning, I felt like fine, like right away. But I think maybe it's because I was still drunk. But as soon as I got to be like 9 or 10 or so, I was like, oh my God. And I literally laid on the couch in my parents' basement the entire day.
Oh.
Entire day. Yeah.
Yeah. You were like, I feel like dog doo-doo.
Stinky dog doo-doo. Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Tony. Is my hairline receding?
Looks same to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the same worries.
Confused. Yeah, yours is. Yours actually is.
It doesn't, I don't know. It's funny when you get a shorter haircut, like it actually, like it looks worse when you have long hair and then you pull it up to reveal it. But when you get it cut short, it like isn't so obvious, but I've just been lazy. I kind of like having a little bit of long hair. I also have like the modern like e-boy thing going on right now where it's just like fluffed up right here.
I've got the modern e-boy thing going on right now.
I just need to get the sides like high and tight, and then I just have this kind of, and I just have to poof it up like this, Yeah. And then I just need to get like earrings that have like a cross that dangles down on both sides. And I'll be like, maybe some parachute pants. I'll be on my way.
That's fire. Yeah. That's cool. That'd be a cool look for you.
You think so?
Dangly earrings?
Getting what? Yeah, dangly cross earrings.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's really done that before.
No? I was trying to go for
that's kind of original. To be honest. I don't want to
what I was going
dash you up too hard. Yeah. I was trying to fit in, not stand out. So what do you?
Yeah, I'm trying to be just another face in the crowd. I feel like right now I stand out because I'm sort of plain Jane.
Don't you at me. After that, sort of a plain Jane.
Do you agree? No.
Do you agree, Chief? Spartan?
See how he's just a plain Jane?
He's more of a plain Jane. He's like, what are you talking about? Oh, sorry, I was talking to myself.
Nothing demon.
I was having a thought by myself. Nothing demon. Ah! He like starts charging in.
Right.
Ah! Yeah, he's got. It's like they had to add a layer of sort of frog right. Tones to their
2% frog DNA. Right.
Yeah.
You said you're right?
Yes, that's a secret, Tony. That's not for public.
I can bleep it out though if it's
But
too
even
top secret.
person, not for public knowledge. If you wouldn't mind cutting any reference to this,
I'll bleep for sure.
But yes,
that's top secret. Yeah, guys.
Yeah. What the fuck else I was gonna say?
What the fuck else I was gonna say?
Tony, shut the fuck up real quick. I forgot something.
Oh. Forget. Can't wait to hear what that sounds like. Is it clipped?
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did, dude.
Yeah, that was intentional.
Guess what the fuck? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlethems, it is Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Welcome to another episode of Woken Boke. Episode 179 to be exact. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Connor Boyd. You may know me from TikTok. You may know me from Jaded Forum. I am a person that people know on the internet. That's about all I got for you. I'm also joined by my best friend from the great city of St. Louis. He is a comic book fan. But he is usually joined by Max Sanzo, who cannot be here today. Likely doing rock and roll business related things. But guess the fuck what? He is the other guy on the show. Tony Harrop is here. Tony, what's up?
I don't know. I'm just really sweaty right now.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it because you're in Tejas?
Yeah.
Is it because you're in a region of the United States that won't be habitable in 30 years?
It's not habitable now.
Oh, but actually, nice. Well, welcome. I'm glad your infrastructure is maintaining well enough to have you here in this Wi-Fi connected chat room with me. Every week we do this. We've been doing this for a long time. We talk about video games, music, movies, this, that, weed, obviously. It's a pun on weed. That's the joke, the name of it. Listen, maybe you're watching this on YouTube somehow. You can subscribe to us, right? Follow us on Spotify if you are not already doing so. You can do that. You can join our Discord. You can also follow our Twitter at wokenbokepod, and our Instagram is at wokenbokepodcast. That's the small difference. And you can reach out to our Gmail that we have as well. We got a couple emails we could read.
Yeah.
It comes from you, but the email you send it to is wokenbokepodcast@gmail.com. And to break that down for you, that's WOKENBOKEPODCAST@gmail.com. So hit us up, your questions, your comments, your suggestions. We'll read them on the show. And guess what? That's all in the show description if you didn't catch any of that. But we're here. And Max isn't here. But we do have emails we could read.
I do want to say also, like, since we haven't officially said it, but I've been dropping the episodes on YouTube a day early in an effort to drive some subs over there. So if you want to listen a day early, go to YouTube, subscribe, and listen on Tuesdays. Everywhere else on Wednesday.
But I like that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get us to 1,000 subs, and if we do that, we can put a store on our YouTube page. And then I think once that happens, put up a design and sell t-shirts, and we could do something cool, maybe like I don't think we should just like take the money and just blow it on shit, we should put it and we could do like a giveaway or something chill, you know.
But the money we make from the merch,
yeah. I mean, I don't know how many t-shirts
yeah.
we're gonna sell.
We could invest in Wokenboke as well. We could build this out.
Yeah, I mean, many possibilities. Then put some stickers on there too, you know. Like you can pretty much just, I think, I forget which service it is, but you can just make a design and then you can make it available on like any product that they offer. So I think we'll do that if we can get to it. We're like 150 away. So help us out with that.
Fantastic.
If you're listening.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're consistent. You know, we put these out every week. You're going to get one every week. And the real Woke and Bokers know that even if we miss a week, you're going to get another app. And it's going to be made up for, 10 times over, probably. That's how I think about it. So,
we're consistent.
Yeah, we're consistent. It's an hour-long program. I don't know why we're talking about this show so meta, but yeah, whatever. That's cool, Tony. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube if you want to hear it a day early. Swag
mode on $1 billion.
It's been fun, honestly. I feel like the ups recently for me, the energy's been better knowing that this is all I have to do right now is just kind of be on the show and then get you the files. It's been fantastic.
I've been getting super quick with the editing. Like I can do it now under 2 hours. It's pretty, unless there's like a bunch of stuff that we want to put into it. Like there was an episode or two where there was a lot of edits that I put into it. But if it's just a normal episode or like regular episode standard, then yeah, it's like an hour of editing and then another hour of all the other stuff.
That's fucking sick, dude. I'm glad you're putting that much time into it because it just warms my heart. You know what I mean? It warms my heart. We got the energy back,
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Oh, yeah.
Going harder than ever.
Being laid off has been really nice, too. I feel like my energy's been getting, like you start to be like, all right, I've seen enough movies. I've played enough video games. I've had enough cocktails. I've smoked enough weed. Like, maybe it's time I try, do shit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm loving life, bro. You gotta, man, luck is just real, bro. Not in the sense that it's fair or like it's like karma or like whatever, like things, whatever. I'm not trying to say like, oh, people were lucky, deserve to be lucky or whatever, but I'm just saying like, do you even just on regular shit, like access to food and clean drinking water, you gotta if you have those things consistently, goddamn, you're lucky.
Very lucky indeed. Yeah.
Half the world doesn't have that shit. More than that.
Yeah, I said to you that one time, like that's why I have like
really stressed.
A positive outlook, because like when you think about it, and I can't tell like other people what their life experience is, but I do know a lot of people that I've met personally have a comparably like comfortable life, They probably had more family struggles. My family hasn't had much of that at all. But in general, like we just have so much more comfort than like 99% of humans that have ever lived. 100 billion people have lived on Earth, roughly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I feel like you still though do have you're not like, that's what I admire about your perspective is I feel like you have that internalized because you're like, I know I'm going to be fine because I'm very lucky and fortunate in multiple ways. But I feel like you're still able to recognize like shit that's going to fuck all of us in general or like shit that is fucking all of us in general. And I feel like you're able to recognize and see those things for what they are. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not just deny it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not like delusional that like the world's great, but you still feel
it's
the way
horrendous.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hellhole, but
it's chaotic hell.
Yeah. And then also the other important thing is not like presuming to tell someone else what their life experience is or how they should feel. So like, that's why I don't, point out specific people, but I just know like a majority of the people like that I've met, be it through like school or what, I don't know how many people I've met in my life, but I've met a lot of them that are, down on them. And I know also like depression has nothing to do with your with anything besides just chemicals in your brain that it can be affected by a lot of external things.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
but,
like a bunch of different factors.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that most of the people that I've met in my life have access to comforts and luxuries and things like that like 99% of people could never even dream of. So it's hard for me to like
globally, you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you're not saying you're in the 1% of the American population.
No,
in terms of wealth or
1%
like
of people that have ever lived.
That have lived. Exactly.
Have lived or will live.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we're not in the midst of like global like meltdown right now, or global warfare, or like, the destruction of human civilization.
It's definitely the calm before the storm. I'll give it that.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of enjoying this unemployment thing too, because it's like, may not get this chance later. Who knows? But I just love that perspective. I feel the same way, and I feel like at our core, a lot of people at their core are what we worry about. That's not what defines us. That's not what rules us. It can rule you if you don't kind of monitor your mental health and stay above board, as it were. But it's like even just meditating or some shit like that. It'll show you that like there's certain things you can, if you're able to, if you have the will to do it, you can kind of command your mind a bit more than you think, like in terms of what you decide to let it dwell on, or or just like, I don't know, just having mindfulness and presentness in the moment. Because the thing is the past and the future don't actually exist. It's just this moment right now. It's just this current moment. Like for all intents and purposes, they don't really exist. They're not relevant.
Right. They're concepts.
They're merely concepts. Anyhow, I'm
constructs
rambling.
Of our mind.
I'm rambling, but meditation is fire. And when you reach a point in meditation where you're like, I could do this all day, because you feel so good in that moment, doing the breath work and everything, and you're like, I could sit in this stillness all day. It's the most fire feeling. It feels like you're in the pause menu of life.
Yeah, I wish I could do it better. I'm just so like bad at sitting still completely. I'm like fidgety.
The thing that I focus on the most is my relationship to it is that the breath will get me high. That's how I think about it. So I think the more I breathe intentionally, the closer I get to that high. And what the high really is a state of stillness and harmony. But there's this guy, I forgot his name, but he's this writer. He writes about mindfulness and presentness and all that kind of shit. He's like a Buddhist guy. And he's like, one intentional breath creates space. You know what I mean? It basically creates a space that is yours to control. And 2 is better, and 3 is great, and 4 is even amazing. And he's like talking about how even just doing breathing intentionally, even just a little bit, already starts that process. And if you're able to just calm yourself and find that center, I mean, motherfuckers control their minds, dude. They really do. There's monks and shit. I mean, they control their minds, because your mind is only influenced by the body. Like 100%.
And external things.
The body comes before the mind. So like if you're fucking tired physically, your mind's just not, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be there.
Right.
Or like if you breathe heavily in and out intentionally and sit there, every single one of your organs is gonna go, we got way too much fucking oxygen right now. We gotta relax. We don't need to work this hard. We're fine. And it calms every single part of your body, and including your brain, which then is just like, oh, I can kind of relax.
Right.
It's what I
Yeah.
do any day I'm like just not feeling it. I do that. I would say like that's a habit that I wish I could have more than exercise at right now. Like it's a habit that I wish I could have down pat every day. I should just do it.
That's like the whole thing about like controlling your own mind is like you want to do that, but you're not doing it. You know, how do you get yourself to do something
Well,
that
the
you want to do
breathing
that you won't?
helps give you the space. Meaning, to me, breathing helps get your mind into a state where it's not like in a state of trigger. It's not latching on to anything. It's not like there's nothing like, you know, like if you're in an irritated mood, it's hard to just be like, stop being irritated. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Because
sure.
your body is part of that. You're like in an irritated mode. You're in like a state of trigger. So if you breathe and just dissipate that feeling, then you can at least decide I'm gonna focus on this, or I'm gonna whatever. It just creates space. So it's almost like, I don't know. It's like just clears a little path for you to kind of choose what you want your mind to do or think about, without the thoughts controlling what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all very just kind of, you know, it's basic. You know what I mean? a lot of people do this shit, mate. You know, look up Zen Buddhist meditation shit. You guys will like it.
They're on some shit.
Yeah, they're actually not practicing anything. They're just on fucking LSD all day.
They're just tripping sack.
They're just tripping butter bean biscuit balls.
Banana cream.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have some stuff I want to talk about.
Oh, really? Go ahead.
Well, as you know, I'm in my anime era, Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter, learn Malfoy your Crunchyroll login.
Crunchyroll login,
Mr. Potter, are you caught up on Kimetsu no Yaiba?
It's hpotter@hogwarts.com and the password is Gryffindor sucks 1 2 3 exclamation point.
Gryffindor Gooch XX. Yeah, so
Or like Gryffindors. Am I right, Mr. Malfoy?
LMA.
LMA, Mr. Potter.
So I've been watching anime like a madman lately. Like when I was sick, not sick, when I was hungover last weekend, I was just ripping anime.
I was just ripping anime fucking hard.
And so like the way anime comes out, like it comes out in seasons, right? You know, so there's like the spring season. So all the new series, or like, you know, the new seasons.
Attack on Titan's out, right?
Yeah, well, so the Attack on Titan, it's the final season, right? Part 1 came out in 2021. Part 2 of the final season came out 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Part 3, part 1. Yeah. Just came out. It's just an hour long. It's like 2 chapters, but it's an hour long thing.
End the show.
I know, dude. It was gas though. Like I just watched it yesterday. It was pretty chill.
Dude, I saw a clip. It looks insane.
Yeah.
They're flying around at Mach speeds, hitting these Titans.
Yeah, it's like one of the characters like has like an all-time goated just like fight scene, and the very last scene of it was sick. But so yeah, the part 2 of part 3 of the final season that comes out this fall. But that's like a weird show in terms of scheduling. But most shows, they come out either like January 1st or like the first week or 2 of January, or April, July, or October. So winter spring, summer, fall. So all the new spring shows just started. So I've been trying to watch a bunch of them just like weekly, you know, like you can just watch them like a regular television show. They put out an episode each week. So Demon Slayer season 3 just started. I'm going to watch that after this. And then this new show called Hell's Paradise, which is made by an apprentice of the guy that made Chainsaw Man. That show, yeah, that one's pretty good too.
So behind on all these shows.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about these is like that's the first season on that, so I'm just gonna watch it. You know, it comes out on Saturdays. So
have you watched Mob Psycho?
Oh yeah, I just finished that actually, like a month or two ago.
Yeah, was it good?
Yeah, it was sick. It was insanely fire.
I mean, all these shows are just fire. I don't know. I just think I don't dedicate the attention to anime right now.
Yeah, I mean, I probably went like a month or two having not watched any.
When do you watch it? How do you watch it? Do you watch it while you're working, or like just you should lay down and watch a couple episodes a night, or what do you do?
Oh yeah, like before I go to bed or something, I'll probably watch like 2 or 3 episodes. Maybe it's like an hour, you know. Like this morning, I woke up and I just finished up that first season of Gundam, the new one. And then a new episode for season 2 of that just came out today. So I'm caught up on that. So I'm gonna watch that, you know, weekly. But that was pretty sick. But it was a lot different than I expected. But I think it's gonna like kind of get pretty cracked in this season. It was lighter on the action than I thought in the first season, but it's like a lot of setup. But there's some pretty sick fights. And then hold on, what else? What else was there? There was yeah, Mob Psycho had 3 seasons, like 12 episodes each. That was a fun watch. Oh, Mashal. So it's like basically it's sort of like One Punch Man in the Wizarding world, sort of. Like it's got that level of like sort of like aloof main character who
is overpowered.
He doesn't have magic at all, but he's just so fucking strong that he can just like there's a test for him to like the students have to like fly on brooms, and he doesn't have any magic, so he can't. So he just throws the broom and then he jumps on it, and that's how he flies on it.
What is this called?
Mashal.
How do you spell it?
Mashle.
Mashal. Magic and muscles.
Yeah. The first season just came out, so there's like 2 episodes
some Harry Potter shit.
Yeah, no, he looks because he's got like a little scar on his thing, but everyone has a scar that has magic, some sort of like unique sort of marking on them.
Well, just the castle and the uniforms are straight up Harry Potter. For
sure it is, but it
did you know that that's Harry Potter? It's like every person probably makes the exact same fucking.
I think he definitely made that design like with Harry Potter in mind to get that audience, but it's for sure a way different story. Like it has nothing to do with the plot, you know.
Looks also just cool.
Yeah, no, it's 2 episodes in, and it's like pretty funny and just like a chill. You know, it's kind of like I said, like One Punch Man, where it's not maybe even a little bit more lighthearted. Because everyone's like a big bad magic user, and he just is so buff that he can beat them pretty much. He can just like catch a spell, and he's like juggling them. Yeah, so that's good stuff.
That's fantastic.
Let's see. What else did I just finished something else. Mob Psycho, no. Oh, I watched Spy Family. It was like cute, but it wasn't as action packed as I hoped. But that had a lot of hype around it. You heard of that one, Spy Family?
Yeah, that's a popular manga, right?
Yeah, it's pretty popular. I think the show came out last year or the year before. It was like 24 or 5 episodes. It was definitely like enjoyable, but like I think it was like the number 1 anime of the season whenever it came out, and I was like, eh.
Do you do sub for all these?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
How's
The
the
voice
voice
acting
acting?
is just-
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like the voice acting is just better.
Totally
Not
is.
better, but it's just different. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's more on what the show's supposed to be. I feel like that's why I watch it.
Yeah, I mean, when it translates to English, like it can be very cheesy because the things that they would yell are not. It's not the same way we would yell something, you know.
Yeah.
But when you translate it 1-to-1, it's kind of feels stilted or awkward. I think I watched all of Mob Psycho though dubbed because I couldn't get for some reason I just figured this out. But when I'm watching a show and it starts on dub, I'm like, oh, I want to hear it in Japanese. I'll go to the settings and it won't be an option. But recently I found out that sometimes that it just says there's no other audio option. But if I close the app, restart it, and like look at the settings again, it's there. So I think I could have listened to it all in Japanese, but
that's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's kind of Crunchyroll is a little like finicky, but you know.
Yeah, it is. It is straight up.
People say Mob Psycho is like one of the greatest anime of all time.
Yeah, people
one of the
fuck
greatest,
with that.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's pretty high praise, and I don't think I've seen enough anime to like say that, but it was definitely really fun to watch all the way through. It's also, you know, it's made by the guy that made One Punch Man, so it's got a similar vibe.
That's sick.
Just kind of an aloof main character that's like
that makes
super
sense.
OP.
Their character design is similar.
Yeah, exactly. He's got like pretty much the same face. He's a different character for sure though. But yeah, that's a great show though. It's really fun. Some of the craziest anime fight scenes I've ever seen.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch some of these. They're just sick, dude. I just like the fight scenes are so fire. And
that's what I'm saying.
Characters are usually pretty funny too.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm caught up on all these because like now all the big sort of like Demon Slayer, I'm caught up. I'm just gonna watch that as it comes out. Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen. These are all very basic bitch things for me to be excited for, but like they're all the biggest.
I don't think so.
They're all like the biggest mainstream whatever like intro to anime.
They're basic popular shows, I guess. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. So I'm not like into the deep cuts and shit like
You're
that.
not claiming to be like an anime expert, though. You just
certainly not
watch a lot of it. I mean,
yeah,
I like anime. I just don't watch a lot of it.
I wish more people would get into it, you know, because like the storytelling and like the creativity, like the character designs, the world designs, all that stuff is just so much more, I don't know, just vibrant, and like they put care into every like My Hero Academia, you know, like they'll use like one of their powers and maybe it feels a little stilted when they're like explaining stuff like a little too much, but I'd prefer that, like them clearly explaining the logic of everything they're doing versus like the Marvel movies where everything's just sort of, you know, what would you, not like ambiguous or sort of not ambiguous, like nebulous, like the powers and stuff like that. Like it's just all inconsistent, and I don't know. The Japanese just write better fiction, I think.
Throwing the gauntlet.
I said it.
He fucking said it, folks. Yeah. Well said. Well put. I've been playing some video games and going to see some movies. I know, right? I saw the Mario movie.
Oh, tell me how that was.
I liked it, bro.
Yeah? My other buddy said he liked it too, so I mean,
like,
I think I'm gonna go see it.
Like there was no plot, but it was like it was so just random and I mean it felt like there was really no character development at all. Like it was such a whatever movie from a plot standpoint, but it was never really boring, which is amazing.
That's good. Yeah, it's a kids movie.
Yeah, but I mean, kids movies can be boring and dumb as fuck. But this one wasn't, and it kept moving, and there was just so many fun visual, the visual treats.
Right. Vigi Stimmy on deck, yeah.
Vigi Stimmy on deck. It's definitely a film we can just fucking take.
Oh
my God. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be that movie and Elemental, which
what is that?
That shit is like plot wise, premise wise, I think is like you're reaching at this point, Pixar. But it's just like fire and water and earth and
Okay.
it's just the elements are. What if the elements had feelings? But there's all these fire characters, and all they do is constantly ripple fire out of their heads. And I was just like, bro, that would look insane.
All right, hold on, I gotta fucking see this.
Like look at the trailer for that. But yeah, shit was just funny. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm on this. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that.
Humorous, even.
Yeah, I think Mario is gonna be because like when I first saw the Buzz Lightyear trailer,
centerpiece.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's gonna be something to watch. And like,
and then
no,
that was
apparently
ass.
not. Yeah, but I think this Mario movie, based on what you've said, is gonna be okay. This looks like Inside Out.
Yeah, I mean it's not the most interesting thing they've ever done from a conceptual standpoint, but
whoa,
the flames, you feel me?
Yeah, these guys look kind of crazy.
Like, fuck the story, we could just watch that shit, you know?
Right?
I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean just like Encanto.
Fucking Encanto was incredible, dude. Encanto was like, dude, that's you realize that's what being a kid is like just being on so much acid, because watching Encanto is like, wow.
Right, you're not gonna know what the fuck's going on. You don't care what
you're just like
motives
whoa.
are. Right.
Images. Like, that's it.
Creedence Clearwater.
And then you feel like a kid. You're emotionally vulnerable like a kid. You're sensitive like a kid. You're scared like a kid. Mm-hmm. Like a kid. That's really what acid does. It just turns you into a kid.
Primitive being.
Through chemicals. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a 1-2 punch right there.
Just some Mario movie shit and some giggles. Some giggles with the wiggles.
It's too bad my brother moved out of that house. He's living at home right now. He's about to graduate in May.
This year we just got to do a fucking Airbnb in New York, I think.
Oh my god, that would be insane.
Got to do an Airbnb in New York. Or just do one in Missouri.
I'm sure we'll have a clearer
just
picture.
Get a place with no animals.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little freaky having dogs.
But it was cool though. Like, it was an interesting experience though.
You're just like, yeah. Hey, what was that? I heard something in my apartment right. So I was like, yeah. Hey, I'm on fucking acid right now, dog. And he's just like,
him just looking at you like,
yeah.
The longest face on the planet.
And you're just like, fuck, bro. And it's like, if a dog bites me while I'm tripping sack.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know what that feels like, bro.
No, you'd be scarred for life.
You see your hand like it's been ripped off.
Just turns purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dog turns into a demon. Like, oh god, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
One of these days I need to just stop doing psychedelics. I gotta just be done with that.
Nah. What are you talking about, dude? You're crazy.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know, man. It's like what George Carlin once said, acid lets you know when you're done doing it. And that's what I'm afraid of. Is acid being like, I'm going to give you an experience that'll make you never do psychedelics again. And that's how you know.
Yeah, well, you'll find out when you find out, I guess. That's why I always like I feel like a lot of people that have that experience, like, put themselves in an undesirable position to begin with, Like, my buddy, and his girlfriend at the time, his wife now, it was when the first time that you tripped, when you came to Columbia, right? It was like later in the evening.
Oh,
like maybe
tripped,
yeah, like 10 p.m. or so. You were just passed out on my couch, but they had come over with my other friend at the time who lived next door. And he had remembered that he had 3 tabs, and they each took a tab, at like 10 p.m. and he had to work at 9 a.m. the next morning. And then he was like kind of stressing about that. And then his girlfriend was stressing about that. And I was like, and she's like later said she never wanted to do acid again. I'm like, yeah, you fucking did the worst possible thing. Like, why would you do that?
Dude, that's so
setting
bad.
yourself up to fail. You know,
it makes you, even still though, even with good friends, like it's an emotional experience and it's kind of scary. Like in the sense that like you kind of experience a type of ego death. You experience a certain transcendence.
Yeah, well, and I think
that not only kills yourself but kills everyone around you too. It kills your relationship with everything. Not that you don't love the people you love, but it's like a concept of love without ego is totally different and all that shit. You know
yeah, definitely.
Like it turns into just like something more pure almost. Like,
yeah. Well, I think a lot of people that struggle with it probably have like, they're not honest with themselves about a lot of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're fully honest with yourself about it, you know, everything that you are and everything about yourself, then I think you'll be fine, you know?
It's true.
Or if you allow yourself to come to those understandings
while you're in denial about things, you're typically not going to like psychedelics.
Right, exactly.
What those drugs do is they find, I mean, our last trip when we were watching Everything Everywhere, I was fixating on a bummer idea and I kept mulling it over in my head, but it wasn't like it kept getting resolved. Like it was like to me it was like the circular intrusive thinking that you have when you obsess over something.
Mm-hmm.
But then the acid was making my mind so objective. It was just like, yeah, well, it's just like, what are you going to do about it?
Right. Yeah.
But then I would be like, yeah, but I can't believe like, what if I'm just objectively shitty or blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like, yeah, but if you are, what are you going to do about
it? Yeah.
So it was just like those two things coming back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So even then it was just like, I wasn't in denial about something, but I was upset. I wasn't accepting something about myself or how I feel about myself or whatever. And it just wouldn't let me really spiral about it. It was still there. I was fixated on it, but I didn't spiral. And it was because there was nowhere to really spiral to, I feel like, but I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of the times when you're in that kind of loop, like you just got to step back and, I mean, depends on the situation you're in, but the situation we're always in is it's just a full day of chilling and enjoying ourselves. So you just got to like pull yourself back to that and like save all my worries for another day.
Soon. Yeah.
Like let me just enjoy the day here and now where I literally have no responsibilities. Because we're not really using it to find ourselves at this point. We're using it just for fun.
Good memories.
You know? Yeah, good memories. Just to laugh. We would laugh harder than we ever fucking laugh in our lives just when we're goofing off the goobers.
Yeah, I mean, like there was we probably talked about it on the show, but last Christmas when John made that was one of the funniest situations I think I've ever been in my life. John made lasagna for Max, Tony, and I, and obviously himself too. And he handed each of us like a steak knife to cut this like a serrated wood-handled steak knife. And I'm like, nice. Just handle everyone on acid a fucking knife. Good idea. Like we should have been eating that shit with a spork, a plastic spork. There was no need for this.
It was soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all just put ours on a plate.
Yeah, we all just like put our knives away, and then we started eating, and we were listening to
Cardi.
Pussy Tushy. That song. At Meh or whatever it's called.
At Meh, yeah.
And just crying, laughing at spooning lasagna into our mouths with none of us were drinking anything. It was just a plate and a fork and a slice of lasagna and this empty table, and we're just sitting there with the light on,
just like clammy, just like slightly like clammy from tripping and just like hot. all hair, all messy. We're just like in a fucking like like a Tim and Eric sketch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh God! And I started crying, laughing, and then you were laughing because, dude, every time we trip, like you get why I'm laughing for some reason.
Yeah.
You get it every time I look at you. You get 100% what I'm laughing at and why.
Yep.
That's what's insane with Tony is like, yeah, like when that happened, I looked over, I'm just dying laughing, and I look over, and he's mid bite too, and he's laughing. So it's like I know he's on the exact same wavelength. It was just funny as fuck because it's just like, what are we doing? It's like this it just felt so alien, the concept of eating, because you're so fried. You're just like, I gotta eat this slice of what is this? Like,
right, it just looks like
you so rethought reality. You're like, oh my God, dude, just cook.
And that's why you can't stop doing psychedelics. But I gotta.
You've got me there. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want my brain to get fucked up. You know, you can do them enough. I feel like that it'll be bad, right?
Yeah, but I feel like we do them once a year, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I really don't do them more than that.
Exactly.
There was one year where I tried to, and that wasn't a great year. It ended up being like for drug usage. It was like a year where I was like kind of skeeving myself out with psychedelics. I was like, oh, I don't.
Yeah, it becomes once you start using them habitually, like that's when it does become a problem. Not for multiple reasons. Like one, because they become less potent, less bang for your buck, and so then you want to do more, even more.
Bro, your friend that did did Molly like every day for a month.
Oh my God.
He was like, yeah, I did like 2 grams every night, you know, or like what? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck amount it was, but it was like a rave dose every night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
I wouldn't
not
do that.
Good for you. That is not. How do you have dopamine receptors? How do you have that little need for dopamine that you can just blast that shit out? That's what I'm talking about. Is like these experiences, they drain you emotionally. Like it's called a trip for a reason. Like you feel like you're leaving a vacation at a place you were really enjoying. Like that's what it feels like. And then you've had memories and experiences and realizations about yourself and your loved ones while it was happening. It's like, it's heavy, bro. Especially if you do like a heavy trip. Like I tell people, Tony, that we took 6 tabs and they're just like, what are you talking about? Like how? But we really heavy. Did. I mean, it was like, whatever.
I don't know. Like I get a lot of like bittersweet sort of like sentiments and emotions when I'm on it and stuff. You know?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Bittersweet is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes you feel dead in a certain way. Like I don't know, it makes you like, it can make you like miss your loved ones and shit, or your friends, or miss people. And like appreciate them more and stuff. I don't know. It's emotionally a powerful thing. So I don't, take it for granted. I'm glad I've limited it to a yearly thing, because each time, because even yearly, it becomes less surprising.
Yeah.
Like I think the reason we were able to do that much this last time is because we've done it so many times at this point.
Certainly.
Because that was basically the same as that was more than we've ever done. That was the most we'd ever done.
Yeah, but I would say, like, even though I was tripping harder than ever before, it was less intense than that first time that we got the Airbnb. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we didn't think we were going to trip that hard. I don't know.
But it was just the two of us, and we couldn't get pizza out of the oven, and yeah.
Bro, that'll maybe forever be the craziest trip.
Yeah. Because like I don't think I was tripping as hard, but like I said, that one was more intense. But because based on just my previous experience, and so it made this new one less intense, even though I was tripping harder visi, harder.
Yeah, everything. This new one, yeah, this latest one was like the most. I feel like the most memorable. Like we squeezed the most out of it.
Oh yeah.
Like we had, it was just it was 4 of us, you know, and one of us was a trip center. It was great. And I think it is the best trip. I think the trip where it was just the 2 of us, it was the craziest trip in the sense of like, I didn't know psychedelics could do this. I never tripped this hard or at this level. So that was amazing because visually I've never had a trip like that in my life where you just look at stuff and it moves like a fucking ancient civilization.
Yeah,
like I really wanted to just sit there and look at that fence forever. I could have, while we were peeking, I could have just not watched the movie and we could have just stood in the kitchen and looked around for the whole night. Literally, it was that crazy.
That was,
but I also don't remember that much apart from that first. Once we started watching movies, the rest of the night I barely remember.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just movies.
That was the second, or did that come before or after the one where we had the second story place?
That was after that.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time we did it, I think it was
in that second story place.
Our first Wokenboke episode in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did an episode in that apartment.
In that apartment. And then the year after it was you and I, and then the year after it was Max, and the year after it was Max again. Yeah, Max and John. So.
Max and John, yeah. 4th one. Damn, we're going to have our 5th annual trip coming up this year.
Dude.
Insane.
I'm going to turn 29.
Grody.
And you're going to be 28 July 10th.
That's correct, yeah.
Yep.
Coming up real quick.
Well, I got shit to do, but this is an episode.
Already at 57? Okay.
57. I mean, we'll talk about more shit when Max comes on next week.
For sure. That was just a quick ripper. Recap some anime, video games, and goober shenanigans.
Yeah. And also, if you're listening to this and you would subscribe to my Twitch channel if I streamed, let's say, every day between 11 and 3, what would you think about that? Would you subscribe? Let me know.
What would you want to see him play?
What would you want me to see play? You can send this to the wokenboke Gmail as well. I would love to know. Because I'm kind of thinking about maybe getting back into that now that I'm laid off. Maybe investing in that and getting more kind of interactive with y'all and like maybe playing some shit and having a good time. So anyhow, sir, I will see you guys next week. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to Woke and Boke. We love you forever. Bye.